Welcome to our virtual induction ceremony as we induct new members into the Order of Engineer. I'm Randall Phelps, class of 96, and a member of the Order of Engineer. It is my privilege to be your Master of Ceremonies this evening. As you can see from the agenda, we have several special guests with us this evening, including President and Professor Dr. Paul Johnson. As we go through tonight's program, each of them will introduce themselves, but there's a reference to their names. I will also provide those at the end in the case that you have questions that you'd like to address to anybody in particular. A little bit about the Order. It is a unique national organization. There are no regular dues and no meetings, only the making of a special pledge this evening, committing to the higher calling of our profession. We seek only to promote and support the profession of engineering as an honored and respected profession. The obligation you take this evening is of your own choosing, and only your conscience will provide surveillance. I'd now like to welcome to our ceremony Dr. Paul Johnson, the 17th president of the Colorado School of Mines, to share some opening remarks.
All right, Randall, thank you. And good evening, everybody. Thanks for taking the time to join us tonight. You're taking a big step, I think, in your professional careers by being part of this event. And I want to congratulate you on making that choice. You know, and I think if we all just sort of take a moment and think back to what it was that attracted us to engineering, I suspect for many of us, it was, just all the many ways that engineers impact society and all the cool opportunities you get professionally as being trained and prepared as an engineer. And I think that all of you, some of you who will be graduating in a few weeks, and some of you have graduated prior to this, probably have a lot of pride in being able to call yourself an engineer and, of course, a graduate from Colorado School of Mines. And what's the thing I like about the Order of the Engineer is that it really is, sort of an organization that was established to foster a spirit of pride and responsibility in the engineering profession. And so it kind of filled a niche for all of us who sort of have that pride and feel that we have a very professional calling. It's also kind of cool because it has a very visible symbol that goes along, and it's the thing that only you will know how to spot other people who have this. It's better than the pocket protector as the indicator that you're an engineer. It's a little more subtle and a little cooler. But you'll learn a lot about that tonight and what the Order means to many of the folks here. So again, thank you very much for being here. Congratulations on making this choice. Congratulations on all of you who will be graduating this semester. And with that, I am going to turn it over to the 15th president of Colorado School of Mines, Dr. John Trefny.
Well, good evening, and congratulations to all of you about to join the Order of the Engineer. I was asked to briefly introduce myself. I joined the physics department of the Colorado School of Mines in 1977 and became department head in 1990. In 1995, I was appointed vice president for academic affairs, roughly equivalent to the provost position today. Then from 2000 until my retirement in 2006, I served as Mines' 15th president. I am proud to be an honorary alumnus and also an honorary member of the Order of the Engineer. In fact, my certificate is right behind me next to Blaster. My main purpose this evening is to present a brief history of the Order. In 1922, a professor at the University of Toronto, H.E.T. Haltane, saw the need to recognize the heavy responsibilities of engineers. His idea was met with widespread approval, and Rudyard Kipling was recruited to help design an organization and author an oath. The first induction of members to the ritual of the calling of an engineer took place at the University of Montreal on May 1st, 1925. The ceremony included the Kipling Oath and the wearing of an iron ring on the little finger of the working hand. In 1953, Lloyd Chasey, an engineer in Ohio, inquired of the Canadian wardens of the ritual if it could be extended to the United States. Unfortunately, copyright issues and other conflicts prevented this, but correspondence continued across the border. A United States version of the order was finally initiated in 1970, with the first ceremony held at Cleveland State University that year. Although our oath and other organizational details differ from the Canadians, we share the tradition of the ring. The U.S. Order of the Engineer has now grown to over 200 links in all 50 states and in many territories. The Colorado School of Mines is link number 75 and was established in 1983. Over 1,900 engineers have joined the order through the Mines link. In 1992, Mines awarded an honorary doctorate degree to D. Allen Bromley, a Yale professor of physics, who was then serving as science advisor in the Bush 41 White House. 10 years later, after returning to Yale, Bromley accepted a position on the newly formed Board Advisory Council at Mines. He was a major influence in shaping the strategic plan being developed at that time. I have attended more than 100 college commencement ceremonies, but Bromley's 1992 address to the graduates is the one I remember most vividly. Born in Canada, Bromley took as his theme the Order of the Engineer and reminded us of the significance of the ring. There is a long-standing myth that the first Canadian rings were made of iron from the Great Quebec Bridge collapse of 1907. That bridge over the St. Lawrence River collapsed as it was nearing completion and took with it 75 lives. Later, as a second attempt to bridge the river was nearing completion in 1916, it too collapsed, taking an additional 10. Both times the failures were later attributed to engineering design errors. Although the iron of the first Canadian rings was likely not from either bridge, the records of the ritual of the calling of an engineer say the following, quote, "The collapse of the bridge led to the tradition of the iron ring to symbolize the humility and fallibility of engineers," close quote. So please wear your ring with great pride and let it be a reminder that you have a responsibility to use your education well and to do your best to get it right, whatever the engineering challenges you may face. I am now pleased to welcome Alumni Kim Blair to the program, who will share a bit more about the significance of the order. Kim?
Thank you, Dr. Trefny. I graduated with the class of 2000 as an engineer with a civil specialty. When I participated in the Order of the Engineer ceremony, there were so few of us that we put our hand through the large steel ring, and Dr. Carl Nelson presented us with a smaller ring. Since that time, I've participated in many ceremonies along with Randall Phelps to welcome new members to the Order of the Engineer through the Mines link. The Order of the Engineer, to which you will soon belong, is an independent organization. Its purpose is to foster a feeling of pride in and dedication to that profession which binds us together. As you've heard, the order is symbolized by the acceptance of an obligation or oath and the wearing of a stainless steel ring on the little finger of the working hand. The obligation, to which you will soon subscribe, is a composite of several creeds. It emphasizes the fact that we, as engineers, have certain obligations. It promotes honesty and integrity and recognizes that today's engineers are beneficiaries of their predecessors. The significance of what you are about to say and do might be expressed this way. You are about to say to yourself and the public, I am an engineer. I have an obligation. My obligation has become my desire. My desire is to apply the golden rule, our code of ethics, to the technical knowledge of the world by persuasion. My desire becomes the yardstick of my professionalism. And lastly, my professionalism means to me that I will never again ask myself the question, how much can I get out of it? But rather that I will ask myself, how much can I give? The symbol of the desire to be a giver is the engineer's ring that you will wear for all to see. The ring will say to all who see it, here is an engineer, possessed of a publicly avowed dedication to the profession and the public which it serves. I'd like now to introduce alumnus Damian Friend, class of 1975. Damian?
Thank you, Kim. Hey, it's great to see everybody tonight and excited for everybody to get their ring, and to some of you will be graduating soon, so that's great as well. I was a member of the class, or graduate of the class of 1975 with geological engineering, and spent the majority of my career in the oil industry. The last few years, ending last year, actually, I was a executive director of the Mines Alumni. So it's been great to be involved in that way as well. When I first graduated from Mines, as I say, in 75, I went to work in Lafayette, Louisiana. And one of my managers was a young guy by the name of Neil McBean. I think Neil was about 35 years old. And talked to him one day in the hallway, and I noticed this ring on his pinky, on his little finger. And I asked him about that, and he told me he was from Canada. He had graduated. It was a ring of the Iron Ring Society. And I thought that was the coolest thing, because he was so proud of being an engineer. I was proud of being a mines graduate. I was proud of being an engineer and working in the oil industry. And gee, I wish I could have been a member of the Iron Ring Society. So I went out and bought myself a silver ring and wore that on my little finger for many, many years, until I found out in, I think probably 1995, that Carl Nelson was having this group of engineers come in for the Order of the Engineer ring. And as Kim did, I put my hand through the large iron ring, shook hands with Dr. Nelson, and got my my ring. So I wear it with pride, and as Dr. Johnson says, look at the responsibility as well. The last time I was, in my last company I worked for in the oil industry was down in Houston. I was walking down the hallway one day, and one of the managers there saw me, and he said, hey, Damian, are you from Canada? And I said, no. I said, you must have seen my ring. He said, yeah, I saw your ring, and I'm aware of the society. So we struck up a conversation there, and became good friends and colleagues. So one thing you will find by wearing your ring is that it will strike up conversation. Either you will see someone with a ring, and you'll know most likely they're an engineer, and you can converse with them, or someone will see your ring, as I did with Neil McBean, and ask him about it, and you can tell them about your profession and how proud you are to be an engineer, and the responsibility that you take to do your work as precisely as you can as an engineer, and just the great work. So congratulations, and I'll just give it back to I think Randall now.
Very good. Well, thank you, Damien. Oh, got some extra. That's better. So thank you, Damien. So yeah, hard to say if you were part of the same ceremony I was back in 95, 96 when I got my ring. But that's some fun stories. So With that, I'd like to welcome back President Johnson to lead us all in the reciting of the obligation of the order, the oath. I've shared my screen. Let me make sure. Can I get a confirmation, Dr. Johnson, that I'm sharing screen here?
Yes, we can
Great.
all see it, I think.
Great. So you can either reference the copy that Ruth emailed to you today, or you can follow along here. Please have your video on, but stay muted. And if you can, and your setup allows you to, please stand as you go through the oath. And I'll turn it over to President Johnson.
All right. Okay, this is audience participation time, everybody. So we're gonna stand, but actually I need a volunteer for a second. Randall, you've got unmuting controls, I think. I don't know if anybody wants to raise their hand and volunteer to sort of do the all, actually be unmuted for the all part, so we can hear that, or I can sort of pick somebody randomly from here. So it looks like I may be going random selection here. So I'll tell you what, Keely, would you be willing to read the all part?
Let's see if, we'll see if Lori can unmute. All right, Keely, can you go ahead and speak?
Now, if anybody's wondering why I chose Keely, it's because she has a bridge in her background. And since all of this stems from a bridge at some point or another, I couldn't think of a better, more appropriate background. So let's see, we all have to like do I guess if I stand, I won't be able to probably see the camera or whatever, but if you can stand, everyone. And we will, okay, you can actually see me now. So I'll pretend like I'm standing, because I am. Here we go. All right. And Keely, you'll read everything that says all, and everybody else is going to say that in their own place, but they'll be muted, so we won't hear them. But we will hear you. And we'll go with that. So is everybody ready? Keely, you up for this?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Go ahead and start us off.
I am an engineer. In my profession, I take deep pride. To it, I owe solemn obligations.
Since the Stone Age, human progress has been spurred by the engineering genius. Engineers have made usable nature's vast resources of material and energy for humanity's benefit. Engineers have vitalized and turned to practical use the principles of science and the means of technology.
Were it not for this heritage of accumulated experience, my efforts would be feeble. As an engineer, I pledge to practice integrity and fair dealing, tolerance and respect, and to uphold devotion to the standards and dignity of my profession, conscious always that my skill carries with it the obligation to serve humanity by making the best use of Earth's precious wealth. As an engineer, in humility and with the need for divine guidance, I shall participate in none but honest enterprise. When needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given without reservation for the public good. In the performance of duty and in fidelity to my profession, I shall give my utmost.
Excellent. Thank you, Keely. You did a great job. Congratulations to all of you. I'm sure you did that as well. Keely, I think you need one of these as being our volunteer for tonight. We're gonna get you, Ruth. We're gonna get one of these to Keely. Okay. All right. So with that, I think I'm turning it back over to Randall.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Dr. Johnson. If you can go back to speaker view. On behalf of the Order of Engineer and Colorado School of Mines, Link 75, I accept the obligations which each of you have so freely made. I congratulate you for the action you've taken today. Your conscience will be the only surveillance of the oath which you have publicly taken today. may each of you continue to be a credit to our mutual profession. All right, at this time, I want to congratulate you all. Let's do a quick unmute. Everybody unmute, and you may be seated. And while you are seating, a round of applause. Congratulations. A little harder to do it virtually, that's for sure. All right, so as we, so what I will do next is I will read your name aloud, and normally you would come forward and get your ring and your certificate, but I will go through, we don't have a huge number here, but I'll go through and read them alphabetically. And I'm going to go ahead and read everybody that registered. I do know there are a few folks that did not, were not able to attend tonight, and we'll sort through those. But in the interest of not skipping somebody who might have slipped in, I'm going to go ahead and read all the names. Maybe when I read your name, if you would just wave your hand, if everybody switches over to gallery view, just wave your hand for a moment like this when your name is called so that we can recognize you. All right, so we've got Juliana Anderson, Haley Babcock, Jacob Barson, Benjamin Bell, Stuart Bennett. Yay. Danforth Bosman. Graham Braley. There's Graham. Thank you. Sabina Brewski. Bridget Chandler. Matthew Drotar. Thank you, Matthew. Greg Duncan. Camille Fotz. Very good. Devin Gibson. Thank you. Rachel Goddard. Keely Grosvenor. Thank you, Keely. Appreciate you participating at a little extra level there with your bridge behind you. Evan Hoodmaker. Evan. Kayla Hubbard. Thank you, Kayla. Congratulations. Reinica Knight. There we are. Thank you. Jordy Lee. Jordy. Emma May. Gunnar Merrick. Gunnar. Audrey Miller. Jackie Pierce. Maria Papak. Maxwell Porter. Chad Rogers. Alice Ryan. Aaron Smethers. Madeline Smith. Noah Steffens. Maya Warner. Chu Fu Long. Okay. Tanner Ziam and Bill Zish. Well, very good. Well, again, congratulations to you all for joining. And now I'd like to take a moment to have the Minds Alumni Board of Directors, Bill Zish, who just joined the order, to share some information about the alumni network and the importance of staying connected to Minds. Bill?
Thank you, Randall, and good evening all. I am Bill Zish, class of 1979 mining engineering, and I'm currently the president of the Mines Alumni Board. And I just wanted to share some thoughts with you. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you for choosing to become members of the Order of Engineer, which now includes myself as well. I'm also pleased to welcome those of you who have and who will graduate this year to the alumni of the Ordigger family. Your association with Mines and the Order of Engineer will serve you well as you proceed down your chosen career path. As a Mines alum with an opportunity to live and work on 4 continents and in many countries, I can assure you that Mines graduates are highly respected. A powerful Mines reputation precedes you and is held in high regard around the world. People know of the resilience and grit required to complete the rigor of your programs. They know that you've demonstrated a work ethic and a teamwork that they look for in their professionals. Coupled with the principles embodied in the Order of the Engineer, this is a sound and solid foundation for you all. As I travel the world, and as Paul mentioned, I have noticed and commented on the ring that many in industry wear with pride and the commitment to uphold the oath, mostly Canadians in my case. At my stage of career, I'm glad to be entitled to wear the ring. And as Damien mentioned, it is a unique, distinguishing ring that is recognized around the world. I'm pleased that the Alumni Board has chosen to take on the responsibilities associated with the Order of the Engineer here at Mines. Thank you to the volunteers and staff who have been so helpful. As alumni and now new members of the Order of Engineer, I encourage you to encourage others to consider becoming members. I think this commitment aligns very well with the aspirations of most Mines students. As a Mines alum, I encourage you to stay connected with the school. It has provided you with an excellent foundation, and I know that continued engagement and participation with the school can be very rewarding. It has been for me. I find the association with quality students and quality faculty and quality staff to be enjoyable. You can take a look at our webpage to see the many places that you might connect. Find an area of interest to you, your means of connecting and engaging. There are many ways and reasons to do so. M clubs around the world, interest groups, and affinity groups provide opportunities. The Mines Alumni Center is available to you. Volunteering your time as competition judges, mentors, and speakers throughout your career can be very fulfilling. I hope to see many of you at upcoming events, virtual and hopefully soon in person. Please do not hesitate to connect with me or the Mines Alumni Office if you have ideas or comments. Alumni on this call from the board will stay on for a few minutes after the conclusion of our ceremony if you have any questions. With that, again, congratulations, and I hand the program back to Randall.
Thank you, Bill, and welcome everyone to the privileges and obligations of the Order of Engineer. Remember that your ring is a reminder of our calling. Wear it proudly and with distinction. Show the world that you are an engineer. The certificate that you will receive is your creed. It will bear your name and is your pact with your profession. Read it thoughtfully, display it publicly, show your clients and peers that you have made this commitment. As you progress professionally, look at it from time to time and reflect on the pledge you made tonight. and how it continues to influence you. For some final closing words, President Johnson.
Thank you, Randall. And on behalf of all of us here tonight, I want to thank you and Kim and all the others who have, continued the tradition of the Order of the Engineer at Colorado School of Mines. And we're very appreciative of all the effort that you put into this. And obviously it means a lot to you, and that comes across in every one of these ceremonies. One of the things we are all very proud of with the Order of the Engineer is the fact that this is the shortest ceremony that you will ever go to. And so I will keep my remarks brief to make sure that that is the case. I just want to say, congratulations again to all of you. Having this and having something on that says that you're part of the Mines community, I don't think there's any better combination of two symbols of pride and excellence that you could possibly exhibit in your personal and professional life. So congratulations on all that. I would have a favor. I'd like to get a screen capture of all of our smiling faces. So if everybody could turn if you don't have your camera on, turn your camera on. And then I think we need to do something. Oh, Sabina, good job there. Great. So maybe if we all pretended we all had our rings on or something. I don't know if we should all hold our hands up like this, or something. I'll get a little screen grab here. All right, look excited about this. Evan, you look really thrilled to be doing this. Good job. That's good. I think we got everybody there.
We should have Sabine flip it around. Flip the
oh yeah, people are gonna make fun of us if it's upside down.
There we go.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Excellent, thank you. And congratulations again. And Randall, I don't know if you want to do anything to wrap it up.
That's all we had. Again, we will stay on if you would like to ask any questions of the alumni. We'll stay on for a minute or two as we close out. Almost half of you are unmuted. The other half, go ahead and unmute. Or let's see if maybe Lori can just unmute everybody. And let's see if we can get a loud hoot and holler congratulations applause. All right.
Yay.
All right, well done. Very good. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. You will get your, let's see, Ruth is on. Ruth, do you want to cover any logistics about them getting their ring, trying on their ring and getting their certificate?
You bet. Thanks, Randall. As you hopefully saw in the email that I sent to all of you earlier today, between now and the end of the year, these next few weeks, you will be receiving your Order of the Engineer certificate along with the ring. If your ring does not fit, don't panic, just let me know and I can swap it out and send you one that does. We included a ring sizer with your registration. And they're not exact, they do the best we can, but when you get it, if it fits, great. If not, just let me know, we will fix it. So that's all I have. These items will be mailed to the address with which you registered. So that's why we asked for that up front. So if there's any change to that, I think there was one gentleman on the phone. Benjamin, where are you? I think you registered with a golden address, but actually you're in Carmichael, California. Is that right?
Yeah, I started work today, so.
Congrats, that's awesome. So
that's why I'm eating right now. I had a 4 a.m. day.
I wondered where that In-N-Out burger was.
Yeah, I saw a few people glancing over when I was like, yeah.
We had one open in Colorado last week, and the line was 2 miles long. I think it was like a 10-hour wait or something like that.
Unbelievable. No, I heard it was like 12 hours. I mean, that's
12-hour wait. 12-hour wait. I drove by it.
Anyway,
don't worry.
well, good luck out there, Benjamin.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
So anyway, to follow up, Benjamin, I do have your California address. That's where I'll send your goodies. So if there's any changes, just let me know. I'm just an email away. rujones@mines.edu. Make sure you put the U in there, because if it's just R Jones, it'll go to somebody else.
Got it. Got it.
We're all good, and we're so thrilled that you're here tonight, you guys. This is our first virtual attempt at this ceremony. Fingers crossed that by the time we do this again for the spring, for our May graduates, that we may be able to have some semblance of an in-person ceremony. But of course, things are changing daily. Who knows? But anyway, very special. And I'm so excited to see all your faces, and congratulations to you all.
Indeed. Thank you all.
Is that it, Randall? I think
That's it. That's it for the formal side. If anybody has any questions, they can just pipe up and ask them.
Ely, I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
I recognize in your last name a potential Mines previous alum. Are you any relationship to Niles Grosvenor?
Not that I am aware of.
Okay.
I
All right.
so I worked in the alumni office for 2 years, and that was something that I came across in just looking at old yearbooks too. And I asked my parents about it, and they were unaware. So
Okay.
not that I know of.
Yeah, it was quite prominent when I was on campus.
Very good.
To see you, Sabina.
Hi, everybody. Boy, my hair looks awful. Yeah, just came from serving family dinner. Sorry, I was a little late tonight. And was it Evie? I forget the name. I also worked in the alumni office when I was on campus as a work-study student in the early 90s for a couple of years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Looks like it's just us left. Is that right, Randall?
I believe so. So,
Yep, we're down to just the 10 of us.
Oh, I welcome your feedback on any and all of this, you know, kind of learning as we go here, and having watched the ceremonies, the virtual ceremonies from a few other schools, boy, they just kind of run the gamut, you know. But I thought things ran very smoothly. Everybody had their script ready to go, and, you know, Stu's giving a thumbs up. Thanks, Stu. Certainly we would have enjoyed seeing more students participate. And I don't know about y'all, but is it a burnout with Zoom? I mean, I don't know.
there's a bit of that.
You can only do what you can do, you know. Gosh, we've put it out there and have been promoting it for over a month. So that being said, we'll keep our chins up for the spring.
This is good. I mean, just to get through it this fall is quite an accomplishment. So I'm very happy with what we got done today.
Good. Well, Randall, thank you for leading the charge and for having been involved for as long as you have. Kim, same with you. It's so good to see you. It's been a while. And Stu and Dr. Trefney and Damon, you guys. Yay!
It's the crew.
Love you all. And so if you think of anything after we sign off, just you know, forward those comments to me. We'll address those. As I mentioned, I'll be getting busy this next week or two, getting all the rings and certificates compiled, printed, mailed, all of that. So that's it for now.
Hey, Ruth, can you send me Keely's address?
Sure. You
And
got
Tammy
blaster?
will send me a blaster from my office.
Oh, that's so cute. Thanks, Paul. She'll love that.
That's great.
Okay.
Ruth, I did want to let you know, I did turn on recording both in gallery view and speaker view for you on your account. So you should have lots of options for making the visual presentation nice. So I can turn those back off on your account now, but I wanted to have those available.
Great. Thank you very much, Lori.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for
Thanks,
tonight. Lori is the tech queen of Zoom. I don't know what-
Yeah.
I'm substituting for the tech king of Zoom. But
Good.
Well, very good.
went really well. Thank you, guys.
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Ruth. Thanks, Randall. Appreciate your lead.
Thank you all.
Thank you. It's good to see you as always. All right, y'all.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Great to see you.